What if the biggest threat facing Prince Harry isn't danger at all, but the growing number of people who no longer believe his story? As another fierce debate erupts over his security arrangements in Britain, questions are being asked across the country. Questions about privilege, responsibility, public money, and whether this long-running dispute is really about protection or something far more complicated. For years, Prince Harry has argued that he cannot safely bring his family to the United Kingdom without enhanced security measures. He has repeatedly stated that the level of protection available to him since stepping away from royal duties is insufficient. Supporters believe he has every right to be concerned. Critics, however, see things very differently. Their argument is straightforward. Britain already has established procedures for assessing risk. Security arrangements are reviewed based on intelligence, specific threats, and the circumstances surrounding each visit. Decisions are made on a case-by-case basis rather than being granted automatically. This is where the controversy begins. Many observers point out that despite years of legal battles and public statements, there has been little evidence presented publicly of a clear and ongoing threat that would justify permanent, taxpayer-funded armed protection. That single issue continues to sit at the heart of the debate. The question being asked by critics is simple. If a genuine threat exists, why has it been so difficult to demonstrate? Others believe the conversation misses the point entirely. They argue that Harry's position as the son of a king, combined with his military service and global profile, naturally places him at greater risk than most public figures. From that perspective, extra security appears entirely reasonable. Yet public opinion remains deeply divided. Part of the reason is that this story is no longer just about safety. It has become tangled with broader questions about Harry's decision to leave royal life behind. When he and Meghan stepped away from their duties and moved to California, they made it clear they wanted a different future. They wanted independence. They wanted freedom from royal constraints. They wanted to build their own path. For many people, that choice came with consequences. Critics argue that leaving the institution while expecting certain royal privileges to remain available creates an obvious contradiction. Supporters counter that personal safety should never depend on employment status or official titles. The result is a debate that seems impossible to resolve. What makes matters even more complicated is the symbolism attached to security itself. Protection is not simply about keeping someone safe. It also sends a powerful message. Armed officers, motorcades, police escorts, and high-level security arrangements project importance. They signal status. They communicate that an individual occupies a special position in society. Some commentators believe the symbolic value explains why the issue has become so contentious. They argue that security represents one of the last visible connections Harry has to the royal role he left behind. Others dismiss that theory entirely, insisting that reducing a safety concern to a question of status is unfair and overly simplistic. Whatever the truth may be, the disagreement shows no sign of disappearing. Before we continue, if you're enjoying this analysis and want more detailed coverage of the biggest royal stories making headlines, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. That way you'll never miss our latest updates. As discussions continue, attention is increasingly shifting towards the upcoming Invictus Games. The event remains one of Harry's most significant achievements. Since its launch, the Games have provided injured and wounded service personnel with a platform to compete, recover, and inspire others through sport. Few people dispute the positive impact the competition has had on participants. However, the Games are now becoming entangled in the wider debate surrounding Harry himself. With Birmingham preparing to host the event, questions surrounding security, logistics, and public spending have become increasingly prominent. Some reports suggest substantial arrangements may be required to accommodate high-profile guests and ensure safety throughout the competition. Supporters argue such measures are entirely normal for an international event attracting global attention. Critics respond by asking whether the focus should remain on the athletes rather than the celebrities attending. This criticism touches on a recurring theme that has followed Harry and Meghan for years. Many people feel that media coverage often becomes centered on the couple rather than the causes they support. Whether attending charity events, launching projects, or making public appearances, headlines frequently focus on personal drama rather than the underlying purpose of the event itself. Fair or not, this perception has become increasingly widespread. At the same time, questions continue to surround the Sussexes' commercial ventures. Since relocating to the United States, the couple have explored numerous opportunities across entertainment, media, and business. Some projects generated enormous publicity. Others struggled to maintain momentum after their initial launch. As a result, speculation about their long-term future remained constant. Every new development seems to trigger fresh headlines. Every announcement sparks another wave of commentary. Every appearance becomes a subject of endless debate online. The pressure created by such scrutiny will be difficult for anyone to manage. Yet despite the criticism, Harry remains one of the most recognizable figures in the world. His story continues to attract extraordinary attention because it combines elements rarely seen together: royalty, family conflict, celebrity, politics, and public opinion. That combination ensures interest remains high, regardless of whether people support him or oppose him. Meanwhile, another issue continues to dominate discussions behind the scenes: the future relationship between Harry and the royal family. Years have passed since the interviews, documentaries, and public disagreements that shocked audiences around the world. Despite occasional reports of private communication, genuine reconciliation still appears distant. Some observers believe healing remains possible. Others believe too much damage has already been done. The challenge is that trust, once broken, can be extraordinarily difficult to rebuild. Public statements may attract headlines, but repairing personal relationships often requires something far more difficult: time, humility, and understanding. Whether those ingredients exist remains uncertain. Looking further ahead, attention is also turning towards a future shape of the monarchy itself. Royal experts frequently discuss the possibility of a smaller, more streamlined institution. If that vision becomes reality, roles, responsibilities, and expectations could change significantly over the coming years. Such changes would inevitably affect every member of the royal family, including those no longer performing official duties. For Harry, that possibility raises another question: what place, if any, will he occupy within the monarchy's future story? That question may ultimately prove more important than any security dispute, because beneath the legal arguments and media headlines lies a much deeper issue: identity. Harry spent most of his life as a working royal. The institution shaped his experiences, responsibilities, and public image. Leaving that world offered freedom, but it also created uncertainty. Building a new identity outside the framework that defined your entire life is never easy. Perhaps that is why this story continues to resonate with so many people. It is not merely a dispute about security arrangements. It is a story about choices, consequences, family divisions, and the search for purpose after walking away from everything familiar. For now, the arguments continue. The security debate remains unresolved. Public opinion remains divided. The Invictus Games draw closer. And with every passing week, the spotlight grows brighter. Whether Prince Harry ultimately secures the arrangements he seeks remains to be seen. Whether public opinion changes is another matter entirely. But one thing is certain: the next chapter in this extraordinary story is approaching fast, and millions of people around the world will be watching closely to see what happens next. What are your thoughts on the situation? Do you believe the security concerns are justified, or has the debate become about something much bigger? Share your opinion in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, like the video, and turn on notifications for more in-depth royal news and analysis. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.